unless you're a 7-time champion is where you have the power as the athlete. Before that, you are more at a disadvantage in terms of how the contracts are formed and how all that mumbo jumbo goes down.
So Pato O'Ward back in the Freak Nation, along with us, flying those Lucas Oil colors in the IndyCar series, again, contending for a championship. And Pato, I think the first time we had you on was maybe 2-3 years ago, and I made a popularity reference in your home country of Mexico, but this is prior to all the success that you've had in IndyCar. Now with all this success and wins and poles, do you keep an eye on Pato O'Ward's success in Mexico? Has Mexico come to the Pato O'Ward trailer to buy all of your gear now? Are you the guy in Mexico when it comes to driving?
I mean, for sure it's been growing, man. We've had a store, not everywhere, but at very specific markets, and it's done very well. I kind of wish I had them in other markets where I didn't have the chance to have my store. But yeah, the Mexicans and even, a lot of fellow American friends and everybody that comes here in Indianapolis, they've all bought hats and T-shirts and cars and everything, and it's awesome to see.
One reason why I bring that up is because I'm a huge soccer fan. I've been following soccer for 50 years, and I know the fervor and the craziness of Mexican football fans, soccer fans, and I'm just curious if it's similar to that of a race car driver in the IndyCar series. Do you see that craziness for Pato O'Ward from your fellow country?
Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Not quite, but I think it's on the way there. I'm not sure if it's going to get to that level, just because soccer is the biggest thing in Mexico. I think racing is growing because Danny's doing a good job in NASCAR. Checo's doing a good job in Formula One. I'm doing a good job in IndyCar. So I think we've really brought motorsports to the Mexican eye in all kinds of disciplines. But yeah, we're not quite there like soccer is.
Pato O'Ward, winner of the Iowa 2 race. When you were coming up in racing, the idea was to beat the guy in front of you. Now the idea is business, demography, who's got what and where and why and how. You got to go to school again. You don't have to learn how to drive the car. You got to learn how to drive the demography.
Yeah, I guess it's there's many things that you have to learn whenever you move up to IndyCar. It's not just get in the car and drive. I think there's a lot of different aspects to the marketing, and you're now a face of many brands and partners, and you've got all these different things that you have to look out for yourself as a brand, for other people, and it's just a learning curve. I don't think you ever stop learning.
When you are racing the car and you get out of the car, you can obviously see the complete exhaustion and the exhilaration, and I want to race, I beat everybody. But when does that suddenly become, how do I monetize that? When does that switch get turned on and suddenly the race becomes, how do I monetize that for me and my partners?
I think they go hand in hand, right? If you're, partners like I guess someone that's friendly and someone that can attract a lot of fans, but at the end of the day, you need to be winning. The best thing you can do for a brand and the best thing you can give yourself in terms of exposure is winning and good results. When you're up there at the back, unless you're already a massive name, you're probably going to get nothing out of it. So it's important to not forget that you're here to drive a race car and you're here to race and win. You're not here to be a model and take pictures right before you get it and get out of the car. I think that's something that I think can get lost really quickly in terms of where things are going with right now in terms of social media and all that stuff. So I think it's very important to always remember that you're here to drive a race car and that you're a racing driver.
Summer is finally here. Cookouts, pool parties, and rising gas prices. Time to start using Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas Fuel Treatment improves mileage, increases power, and lowers emissions. It's a virtual tune-up in a bottle. Just pour it directly into the tank for a dramatic improvement in the performance of your vehicle. Good for gas and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Get it now at your local auto parts store.
Is your success on the racetrack, has that translated immediately to building your social media world and making you larger and more valuable to your partners?
I think the results for sure have helped, and I think that's what gets you to the public eye. But I think what makes you bigger and what makes you or allows you to keep growing is the reach that you can have to people that not just are in racing. If you have reached to different people in different demographics and in different sports and all that stuff, I think that's what truly gives you the value as a person, because you can reach people that don't just watch IndyCar, you know?
IndyCar Series pilot Pato O'Ward joining us here in the Lucas Oil Studios. And Pato, you talk about winning, and you're still a very young person. You're a successful young person winning races. You haven't won a championship, but you've won poles, you've won big-time races. And I'm curious how that's helped you with the ownership of McLaren and your bosses of being able to hear you better than initially jumping in that car, because you showed your frustration before. Do they listen to you more now that you're winning and realize, hey, man, we can bank on this guy for flying our colors for a while?
Yeah, I guess in a way you grow relationships, right? You make those relationships stronger, and you those obviously evolve. I think now I have a pretty big role in the team, and where I've proven to be one of their big leaders, and that's important. It's important for them to listen to you, because I understand sometimes where you always want more, right? As a human or as an athlete or even as a boss, you always want more and more and more. But I think sometimes it's very important to sit down and to realize who is making your team succeed, and you need to take care of those people before you think outside the box and trying to get somebody else.
Man, I couldn't have put those words together when I was 23, Pato. Are you sure you're not 33 or 43? My goodness, man.
Man, I've been like, I feel so old in how much stuff that I've been through in motorsports. I feel like it's in a way I feel very young and like a kid, but I feel like in other ways there's so much that I've been through, a lot more bad than good, to be fairly honest. And I think that allows you maybe not to mature, but it opens your eyes and it makes you realize, and I think it just makes you not more careful, but you're definitely more aware of what's going around you.
Drama at 200 miles per hour. It's not a reality show. It's real life, real fast. IndyCar, only at WWT Raceway, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, Saturday, August 20th.
A lot of athletes in other sports are getting a lot of power and over contracts and teams. Do you see that happening in motor racing, that the athlete is starting to step up and have a voice and have a determination of where I could go and win?
I mean, for sure, it's what we love as drivers. But I think where IndyCar is right now and where racing it is right now, I think unless you're a 7-time champion is where you have the power as the athlete. Before that, you are more at a disadvantage in terms of how the contracts are formed and how all that mumbo jumbo goes down. But all you can do is keep performing. You try and position yourself in the best group of people that you can in order to succeed what you want to win or want to get to. And then from then on, whenever you achieve all those goals, then you see where you go from there, right? But I feel very lucky to be in a team and into a group of people that that know who I am, that let me be me, and I love spending time with everybody that's here at the track. The mechanics, the engineers, and we've got a great group of people, very smart, and I think it's very important to remember that it's not what the name of the team or whatever it might be, but it's everybody that makes that. That's what creates a great team.
Pato O'Ward, is Scott Dixon the greatest IndyCar driver in the history of mankind?
He's for sure the best that I've ever seen, because I was too young to see anybody that was older than him. So I think that's for me, he's the best. He's awesome, and he's such a good human being as well. Like, not just inside the car, but as a person, and he's a family guy, and he's someone that I think not just me, but a lot of other drivers admire because of how he is.
I don't know. I think he's pretty arrogant, conceited, doesn't give a damn about other drivers, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Pato, thanks for doing this, buddy. Go out and kick some ass this weekend in Indianapolis, and we'll get you back in here, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
For whatever you do, General Tire delivers.